I don't think I believe in God. Maybe that's a reductive thing to say. No, maybe not. I don't know. But no, I've never been properly religious. Like, it just wasn't really part of my primary school was secular. I think it kind of had to be, in a lot of ways. Like, there wasn't really an obvious religion it could align itself with, and our assemblies were... God, I went to a wedding recently, and it was like properly full shebang traditional, like in a church with the, priest? Vicar? Priest. Sorry, we had to sing hymns at the start, and I didn't know any of them. They handed out the, lyrics, but that didn't help at all. Because tonally it just completely, like, you fully could not see a single one of those notes coming. But yeah, we did sing in assemblies at school, but it'd always be quite random songs. And there'd always be like a theme of the day. Usually something like friendship or sharing, but sometimes something a little bit left of field. Like, I remember one assembly, coming in, boy, girl, so we wouldn't chat. And Mr. Collier stood at the front, told us about the Bosnian genocide. We all sang When I'm 64 and then went to a new PE. But there was one assembly that really stuck with me. I don't even remember why, but I remember learning this quote that went, "If not me, who? If not now, when?" And I loved that. If not me, who? And it's something I've come back to periodically throughout my life, like, even when it's not really very relevant. It just feels kind of emboldening in a way, like exams at school and then conversations I didn't want to have. And yeah, just pretty often. But recently stands out. There was this guy. Oh no, I know, but there was. So I work part-time in the gym, and he'd come in pretty often and just be nice. Oh no, I know that sounds really bare minimum, but when you work on a reception, people can be really, but he wasn't. He'd come in every day with this kind of overstuffed gym bag on his shoulder, bright yellow towel hanging out, and he'd smile. He'd ask me how I was, and tell me how he was. It's just an interest, you know? Plus he was gorgeous. And like, not even in a convenience way, like properly beautiful. I know it sounds really gendered, but that's the only way to explain him. He was beautiful. And I found myself thinking about him a lot. Like, a lot. And every time he came in, we'd talk a little bit more. And first it was just about kind of menial things, but then it was about everything. My family, and his family, and everything. And every time I'd give myself up to say something like, "Hey, do you want to, I don't know, go for a coffee or dinner or, I don't know, something." But every time I found a reason not to. And then he'd just stop coming. No reason, I don't think. He just stopped coming. I know it's stupid, but I was gutted. Like, really, properly gutted. Or I found myself doing this thing where I'd hold my breath whenever No, okay, so to get into the gym, there are two sets of code lock doors that take you kind of from the street, up the stairs and into the reception. And I'd do this thing where I'd take a deep breath, and I heard the first door. Hold it as they walked up the stairs, and not release it until they arrived in the reception. I could see who it was. But yeah, it stopped ever being him. So I did something a little bit. I looked him up on our system. And I know that's not exactly ideal with like GDPR and like look, because I'm sitting here and you're listening to me, it'd be so easy to be like, "Oh wow, terrible behaviour, I would never," but you would. Like everyone would. I mean, look, we can split hairs about what is technically the right thing to do, but we've all listened to something we weren't meant to, or peeked at a present, or Look, what I'm saying is I think if we're just honest with ourselves for a second, we can appreciate the kind of fundamental humanness of the situation. And look, I think a big part of it was just that I wanted to type his name in for the sake of typing it. Just get him out of my head and turn him into something more tangible again. But everything came up. Like his email address, his phone number, his address, 13A Coniston Gardens. And I know exactly where that is. There's this coffee shop. It's like a 20-minute walk from the gym, up and over by the junction of the park and the church. And it's right on the corner of his road. And like they actually do really nice coffees and stuff, like pastries and like I never would have gone to his house. No, this is a coffee shop. Like, come on, this is a public place. And I know it's silly, but I found myself thinking about that quote. If not me, who? If not now, when? So I started going. I'd go once a week on a Sunday and sit in the window and take camp. Coffee after coffee, pastry after pastry, toasties, yogurts, glasses of water, whatever meant that I could stay. And look, he didn't have to come in. Nothing was making him come in, nothing was preordained. He could have gone to the pub, or the church, but he didn't. On the third Sunday, he came in. He walked through the door, and I felt every breath I'd ever held just leave my body. He walked past me and over to the counter, ordered his coffee, and I waited. And then he looked at me, and I held my breath again. And he walked over to me, closer, hold. A quick hi, a polite smile, and out the door. He was gone. Again. Just like that. 3 Sundays of waiting, and he was gone. I don't think I believe in God. If you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. If not me, who? So I followed him. Like, no, not followed. I mean, to be honest, my brain kind of moved long without my legs and they were going, and I was out the door down the road and, hey! I called out after him. Hey? He's still coming. Like, to the gym, and I was just wondering if you... Yeah. I'm sorry, did you want something? Did I want something? Well, yeah. Of course I did. I wanted everything. I wanted warmth and a connection and a date in the diary, and I promised to see each other, and I wanted... And I can't even really remember what he said next, but it was basically nothing. And then he was gone. I felt crazy. I think that's the only way to explain it. I felt crazy. Because we talked. Like a lot, and we'd shared things. I mean, I shared things, like really personal things, and now he's acting like... I phoned my best friend Anna and told her everything, like the closeness and the sharing and the connection, and then this. And she was angry, like properly fuming. Said this is typical of men, and actually just like what happened with her ex, and that gaslighting is really on the rise, and I deserve an explanation, and I should do whatever I needed to do to go and get it. So I did. I started walking again, my brain and my legs working together this time. Past the church, past the park, 13A, Coniston Gardens. Knock. Knock again. No answer. Knock again, my heart pounding against my ribs. No answer. Knock again. I turn my hand, so I'm using the front of my fist to bang and bang and bang, and I feel a crunch and sharp pain, but I bang once more. And there's a plant pot next to his door. I lift it. It's a little black bag under there, crumpled and dirty, with a key inside. And I know I'd come this far. I'd already come this far, and I deserved an explanation. So I use it. And I stand in the entrance to his flat. And it smells like him. Or maybe he smells like it. I don't know. I walked in and I have never been so aware of the sound of my own breath. So there's a living room to your left, kitchen straight ahead. You go through the kitchen, and there's a bathroom on the right. Go into the bathroom, and it is clean. Like really properly clean. Everything meticulously organised, everything in its place. Bright yellow towels on a heated drying rack. And above the sink, a cup with 3 toothbrushes. 2 big, 1 small. I ran a bath. I ran a bath in his house. And I got undressed. And I got in. I let my head fall back and under the water. And I held my breath. I held my breath until my chest heaved and my lungs screamed and my body pushed me up for air. And then I felt a sense of newness. Not in a big way, but something. So I got out, dried off, all wrapped in yellow, and I left. I let my legs carry me to somewhere I'm not really sure there's any point in me being. And now I'm here. I don't think I believe in God, or confession, exoneration, absolution.